Oak A. Lettuce. Cook this lettuce. Do you see what I have done? Alright. Alright, so we're gonna start on Farina. Because we haven't unlocked Escoffier yet. Or, I mean, we haven't met Escoffier yet. What are you even talking about? Why is this here? Ooh, oh, wait, no, it was Charlotte. I just capped her. Nope, not here either. There we go. Exclusive! Oh, I don't want to collect achievements yet. To get them loaded into my achievement tracker. Okay. And now... no, not that. This. Treasured above all. Focused mode. Poggers, yes. I know the event quest also is in Fontaine. And it may or may not auto start. Who are you? So, yeah. I know where it is, though. And it isn't quite here. Over there. Or maybe all the way over there. No.
Huh? Is that Navia over there? Oh, it's been a while. Let's go say hi.
I think it's right there. Right? Yep, there they are. Probably auto starts, so let's not go over there. Right, what do we got? Who am I voicing?
Hey, Navia! What you up to?
I think Navi is voiced.
Shh.
Wow, haven't met in so long and doesn't even want to see
Get
us.
lost, Monica! I don't want to see you back here until you're ready to wake up and start doing things properly! Right now, you're a disgrace to my kitchen and to the Hotel de Boer name!
It was an accident.
Nobody's
I'm
a
sorry,
shit.
did you hear me asking for excuses?
No, I'll do better, I promise.
You won't, you're fired.
Why is she so aggressive?
You're gonna do anything.
She won't even listen to what the poor girl has to say. Oh, hey, cut her some slack. You gotta at least hear her out.
Wait! Huh? Who do you think you are telling me? Wait a sec. Navia? Huh. So, you're bringing backup now. Suit yourself! You're still wasting your time!
Wow, Paimon ruining everything
Savannah,
again.
is this how you always treat your staff?
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here now. And last time I checked, the Hotel de Boer doesn't take orders from the Spina di Rosula.
Yeah, this is slavery. They do what I say.
Of course. How you run your kitchen is none of our business. But when a member of your staff is so overworked he becomes gravely ill, that most definitely is our business. We're going to stand up for him, whether you like it or not.
Overworked?
Brutal.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Vermont
Twist,
can't
huh?
handle the job, then tough luck. There are plenty of other capable people I can hire instead.
That's why you gotta unionize.
But Philmont can do the job, he just...
Monica,
He
back
just
inside,
sucks.
now!
Oh, so she's rehired.
But you said I shouldn't come back until...
Yeah,
Just
true.
do as you're told, and not another word out of you. Come on, we have work to do.
Wow, what a horrible person.
And that was how the Spina di Rosula decided to start a union.
Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some drama again. Her name is Savannah. She's the new head chef at Hotel de Boer. Ever since she took
Ew.
the job, she's been enforcing a brutal work regime and putting a huge amount of pressure on her staff. One guy was so overworked, he collapsed from illness. He's been bedridden for days, and he can barely even talk properly.
Are you sure he was overworked and he's not just, you know, suffering from a serious illness?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I don't deserve to be a chef.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to mediate on his behalf. We're not exactly making a ton of progress, as you saw.
Oh, so they are trying to be a union. They're just not very good at it.
Savannah is adamant that Vermont's exhaustion and illness have nothing to do with her or how she's been running her kitchen. She's refusing to have any kind of meaningful dialogue with us. Our next thought was to talk to the other chefs at the restaurant and get a better idea of their working conditions. But with Savannah watching them like a hawk, no one has been willing to open up. And that's why I'm here, doing it the old-fashioned way. Camping out, watching, and waiting for an opportunity.
Oh, shoot! It all makes sense now. Sorry. Paimon should have thunk before she spoke.
A lesson you
did
will
Paimon
never
ruin
learn.
everything?
Oh, no.
So
not
why
at all,
even say
Paimon.
it?
Honestly, the way she was laying into Monica, someone had to step in. I'm sure I would have piped up if you hadn't.
Cope.
And
Don't help
besides,
Paimon cope.
I don't really think I'm built for espionage. Yeah, meaning it's gonna be all the more difficult to get the inside scoop now. Oh, I might as well head back to the Fleuve Cendre then. We'll need to come up with a whole new game plan.
We march to war.
Paimon will join you. 'Cause this is kinda all Paimon's fault.
True.
Guys,
I mean, she's
it's
seen
fine.
both of us too, so there's
You
not
don't need to worry about
too
it.
much more we
That
can
said,
do. But
if you were planning to visit the Fleuve Cendre anyway, let me take you out for a meal. I'll make sure it's a proper feast. A really famous chef just joined the Spina di Rosula's tavern. Her name is...
Amy,
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted
Not
to
Escoffier,
apologize for
because
the
it's
scene
debate.
you witnessed just now. We shouldn't subject our customers to that.
true.
This is a small token from us. It's some candy from Monica. She
there a
asked
hidden
me to
note?
make sure it was delivered into your hands.
Hidden note. Hidden note. Hidden note.
Monica's the one apologizing? Huh. Clearly Savannah is the one who owes an apology.
Our head chef has been a little highly strung lately. Sorry for everything.
All right. Since there's candy, Paimon will drop it. Not the candy.
Okay.
Thank you for understanding. We'll make sure to pass your feedback on to Miss Savannah.
Will you really?
A little highly strung, huh?
Paimon doesn't get it. How did someone like her even become head chef?
You know, I was going to ask that earlier.
Well, according to Fermat's family, she hasn't always been like this. But that's a story for another time. Let's try this candy.
Hidden note.
Oh, Paimon totally gets it. Come on, dig in! Huh? Hold on, there's something different.
Based. Pre-watched,
Fine.
honestly.
Escoffier?
Hey, that's not the chef we just hired. Because it was a debate when Navia was teasing it.
Escoffier? Could this mean...
Don't worry, Farina's on the case.
Huh? You know that name, Navia?
Yeah. Let's stick to the plan and go back to the Fleuve Cendre for now. That's where we'll
Oh,
find
this is
Escoffier.
underground. Actually, I feel like I remember where the entrance is. And go there manually. I think it's over here? I mean, I didn't bring any Natlanians that can go fast. Just Lali who goes up. Manually running. Oh, yeah, here we go. Tuh. Dang. Because anytime anybody wants to come up and down from here, they have to, like, navigate this. Seems kind of brutal. Excellent. Children. All right. Not the place Farina would normally find herself. Sometimes you just need lizard tails. Cat. Alright, we have manually approached the quest. Automatically triggered.
So, who is this Escoffier, anyway?
The town drunk.
Well, for starters, she used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Boer, before Savannah. She recreated
Based?
the legendary Gâteau de Boer and restored the restaurant back to its former glory.
Then she cost too much, so they fired her and replaced her with a noob.
Safe to say, she's the most renowned head chef in the Hotel de Boer's history. After the culinary genius Modeste himself.
Gâteau de Boer? That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few slices a day, right? Wow. Why the heck would she let Savannah take her place?
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Boer was reported for a safety incident. Someone claims that the kitchen was adding an illegal substance to their menu. But none of the chefs had any idea how it could have gotten into the food. In the end, Escoffier decided that as head chef, she should take responsibility. And she was sent to the fortress of Meripede.
Brutal.
The Fortress of Meripede?
Yeah, that's why we got sent
You're
there.
right. The quantity of the substance they found was fairly minimal. Even the guards believed the whole thing was probably just an accident. Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for long, but still, by the time she returned, the role of head chef had already passed to Savannah.
Sus.
So that's what happened. Paimon still thinks it's really unfair.
The word you're looking for is sus, Paimon.
Even though Escoffier is
Get out
no
your
longer head
fake
chef at the
mustache
hotel,
and
she's
monocle.
still well respected by the
Or
staff.
glasses. I don't know.
So,
I forget.
I'm
If she had a
guessing what
monocle or
Monica
glasses.
wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and negotiate with Savannah on the staff's behalf.
I doubt it.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Monica wants Escoffier to come back and kick Savannah out! It's simple. If the new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the solution is just get the old one back.
Like, who's the boss?
Well, about that.
Like, who's hiring the chefs? Just go to that
thought
person.
Cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove. You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom. What do you say, Hilaire?
I'm sorry, Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
Based.
As you can see,
Teach that kid a lesson.
Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out. Don't be fooled by the aroma when the water first starts to boil. Got it?
Yeah. She does
Yes,
seem
chef.
inspired by Gordon Ramsay. And the voice actress is British, but they made her do an American accent.
Then go back
Instead of
and
just
do it again.
speaking in a British
The
accent so that she could
customers
be
are
more like
still
Gordon Ramsay.
waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
Yup. Like, I don't, like, the English voice direction for this game is not that great. They mispronounce foreign names all the time, etc.
Yes, Chef.
I swear!
Yeah, we're customers. You have to be nice to us.
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here to eat.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm
Then
afraid the
get
wait
the
will be even
f- outta
longer.
here.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up while we wait.
Wait for this. That guy's a pirate. Get him.
Looks like the rush hour is finally over. Is it always this busy here?
Yo, did we catch up or not, or did we just sit here staring at each
These
other?
days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as
Does
temporary head
Navia know all
chef.
about Renova now, and like the Pyro Archon defeating the Abyss and stuff?
Well,
Did we tell
in
her all
her
that,
words,
or did we just sit
the
here?
Hotel de Boer doesn't need her anymore. It doesn't look like she's got any plans to go back.
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Yeah, I got a Scuffier.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them
For
going to
what?
waste. Oh, and tell Fiamma to get well soon, so you're not running yourself ragged every single shift.
Yeah, you can kind of tell she's not that great at doing an American accent. All the more reason they should have just let her be a British accent.
Firmo. That's the second time we've heard that name. Who is that again?
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. And with Mom stuck at
Hilaire,
home taking care of
yes.
Dad, he decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Hey, I heard that,
Based.
Navia.
You're not allowed to say nice things about me.
I've told you before. No one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't
Blunders.
serve his failed dishes, so he might as well take them home.
Can't serve his failed dishes.
Yeah, failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from Mizuki. Under perfect.
So, you two must be the world-famous traveler and her companion, Paimon,
Her
yes?
companion, Paimon.
Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip the introduction then. We're here to talk about Savannah.
Oh, I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navi has come to pester me about it. But I don't work for the Hotel de Boer anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right to interfere with that business. Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
What?
Ooh.
Well, she was a much gentler person back then.
Gentler.
A little timid, even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
That's hard to believe. Are we definitely talking about the same Savannah here?
I'm gonna say no. There was an imposter. We just did the Susbeto quest last time I streamed. So we know all about imposters.
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me. I mean, I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either.
Oh, she's copying.
Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her job wrong without coming across like a huge hypocrite. Fiamma and the others probably think
Stab.
Savannah gets it all from me.
Do they? Probably
I
not, because
wouldn't
they
be
just...
so sure about that, Escoffier.
Yeah. I was
Look
gonna
at this
say that.
note we got from Monica.
Monica?
She mentioned me.
From ZZZ?
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you. As for the others, well, how can you know what they think unless you ask them?
Ultra.
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation.
I haven't done the
All
quest
we're
yet.
trying to do is
Hey,
get the
technically,
other
me neither.
chefs to open up to us.
I'm doing it now. Yeah, we gotta start this union. We gotta get all the chefs together.
Oh, Monica. Oh, Monica.
What are you mad about?
Escoffier?
I can't believe her. Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly. Look at all that on the wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe. Unbelievable.
Whoa.
I won't stand for this. She
Oh, that's a new
has to
animation.
learn. Come on, we're going.
Wait, so now she's,
Okay. Mission accomplished.
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Monica did that on purpose, because she knew it would make Escoffier mad. And make her come talk to her. Return to the Hotel de Boer. The question is, do I manually climb all the way back up? Are these both entrances and exits? I think they are, actually. I think there is one over there. Oh, I ain't doing that. Unless one of them was an elevator and I took the wrong one, but who knows? Mute, huh? Alright, now we can play as Escoffier because we met her.
Wait, she looks like... Is that a Escoffier?
Hey, I was just
I'm
Escoffier.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm mostly dead, Smile.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
What?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think I would have noticed.
Nice.
But please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna... Okay, I know. I'll kneel before you.
Forgive. Just tell him to lie. Say it was perfect.
What the heck?
Get up, Monica. Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward?
Escoffier?
If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right.
Bark.
You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry for you.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go back into the kitchen, I can't do the dish over.
Damn. What a paradox.
That's some backwards logic. How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what Fermat had to put up with, then no wonder he had a breakdown.
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared out of nowhere and started apologizing. Gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here. I gotta say, you're all looking a little worse for wear these days.
I mean, Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive, so you knew what you did wrong and how to improve, and
Oh, true.
we all knew that it came from a good place. Chef Escoffier was hard on us because she truly wanted us to reach her level.
No, I just hated you.
But these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up, get your head in the game, or just do it again. And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started working again in the Fleuve Cendre.
Monica, you don't need to call me chef. I'm not the boss here anymore.
Everybody calls people chef
Yeah,
when
but
they're chefs.
through no fault of your own.
TV told me.
What happened back then? That wasn't on you, and all of us know that. That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every step of the way. With so many moving parts, there's no way of knowing how that Lumiline ended up in the food we served.
I bet I could guess how.
Lumiline? What's that?
I bet it came from the person gunning from Escoffier's job, and I wonder who that could be.
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the Lumitoile. Apparently it sharpens the senses, so they used it to treat people with impaired responses to stimuli.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Oh, it's
They
illegal?
found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things pretty addictive.
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects, and even lead to nerve damage. So it quickly ended up on the guard's list of controlled substances.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made it to the market by the time the guards banned it from the restaurant industry.
Everyone knows that in all likelihood,
is that?
someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that would be illegal. For the person serving the food.
But you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a
unless
place
you just
where
pled
tensions
guilty
are
and said,
constantly
"Yeah, I did
running
it."
high. Because everyone's suspicious of each other all the time. And now look at you. A fry chef in the Fleuve Cendre.
Whoa, toxic! You saying that like it's a bad thing?
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern is no Hotel de Boer, but come on. It's not that bad, is it?
Jesus.
Oh, the Fleuve Cendre, you say? Great. That's where I'm downing from now on.
Yeah, good luck climbing up and down those 13 ladders, dude.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. We just have to let bygones be bygones. Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was. Ultimately, the responsibility lay with me.
Oh, okay.
If
I mean, it
only
sounds like the
Savannah
mistake was
half
the original
boss you were.
person that sold the ingredients.
I'm
Or whatever.
sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef?
A new person, or why is it question marks?
No, chef.
So, you do remember who's boss? Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back here?
To teach you a lesson.
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this? When I turned this place over to you,
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job. You're not the boss here anymore.
Damn.
So stop acting like you own the place.
That was my original question. Who does own the place? And why aren't we talking to them about their head chef that they hired?
Whoa. Sounds like someone has a chip on her shoulder.
Oh, Savannah!
Oh, you about to get attacked with the cryo elemental skill.
My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills, or are you still using the Pluie Lotus as an off-brand marcotte, thinking no one can tell the difference?
Damn.
That's none of your business.
What happened to not storming in and raising hell?
Ho ho! I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon as Escoffier returned.
Why does this guy get to have an accent? But Escoffier doesn't. I guess just because he's playable? And they're like, no, playable characters must have American accent.
Huh?
Is this the owner?
Fan Asian?
Aye, miladies.
Yeah.
Might I make a humble suggestion?
Sir?
Given that we have ourselves a tete-a-tete between chefs at the Hotel de Bord, I dare say it would be de rigueur to settle this the traditional way.
Is the traditional way you fire the asshole chef and rehire the good one?
The traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
That's right. I'm talking, of course, about the tradition established by Modeste himself. The cooking contest!
Poggers.
According to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's menu to disagreements over the strategic direction of the restaurant.
Okay.
The cooking contest would decide who had the final say.
Dang, this guy's a historian.
Huh. It sounds like they had a lot of free time on their hands.
Got him.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. But in fact, the cooking contest played an enormous role in motivating chefs to hone their skills, reaching new heights of excellence in the culinary arts. And indeed, the reintroduction of this institution in recent years has surely been instrumental in transforming the Hotel de Boer into the top-ranking restaurant in Fontaine.
Nice.
Reintroduction? Someone brought it back? Who?
I think his name was Dave.
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you of all people won't back down from this challenge. It was you who put the rule in place, after all.
I still think it was Dave.
Sure, I reinstated it, but I'm not a chef at Hotel de Boer anymore. Isn't this bending the rules a little?
He could literally just hire you right now and then say that you're a chef, and then you're a chef at the Hotel de Boer.
I see no issue as long as both sides agree to the terms. We could simply treat it as an exhibition of sorts. Savannah, any objections?
She's not the boss of this place.
Exhibition. Huh. No.
Well, too bad you don't have a say.
If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line. If I lose, it's up to you what happens to me.
Oh, okay, based.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Boer to me.
What?
Oh, the Codex
The Codex
Astartes.
de Boer?
Dang, this guy is a historian.
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secret recipes, including Gâteau de Boer.
I feel like the owner would have that, but I mean, I guess...
It's the greatest
If he
treasure in
just passed it to
Fontaine's
Escoffier,
culinary
then-
world. And only the present and former head chefs of the Hotel de Boer have the right to read it.
So Savannah should already have it.
Present and former. Wait, but that already includes Savannah, though.
Oh, true.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy, don't you?
Oh, true?
Don't take me for a fool. You know perfectly well what I mean. I want your copy, the original version, the one you took with you when you left us.
Oh, true.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. You know, there's no difference between the original and the copy, right? They contain the exact same recipes.
Yeah, but yours looks cooler.
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me? Or are you scared of me getting my hands on the original Codex?
Codex
Savannah,
Astartes.
you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift, to thank Escoffier for her years of service. Asking for it back feels a little,
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue, as long as both sides agree to the terms. Those were your words, weren't they?
Side eye.
And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the Codex. Well, Escoffier, you against me. Are you in or out?
Are they gonna get Farina to judge it? Since she eats it all the time? Or did?
You sound surprisingly confident. Alright then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is how to chew people's heads off.
Believe me, I'll show you.
Murder train a-comin'.
Escoffier, are you sure this is a good idea?
Oh, Farina's
You
here to judge.
accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
I gotta talk to the boss. Be like, hey boss, your head chef sucks.
I do
Just
apologize.
fire her.
This whole ordeal reflects rather poorly on us. I'm afraid it's not quite that simple. The Hôtel de Bord runs as more of a partnership, you see. It was founded by two friends, Modeste and Savelli, and it's been that way ever since. So, while I am technically Savannah's boss, it's not really my place to interfere with the business of the kitchen.
Make it your place.
To be perfectly honest with you, that's part of the reason why I suggested a cooking contest. If Escoffier wins, it would be the perfect opportunity for her to talk some sense into Savannah. Or, of course, if she wanted to return, then... but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Whatever the outcome, this contest will hopefully serve as a turning point for us. Please, pass on my best wishes to Escoffier. I must say, Savannah surprised me with her confidence. Does she really believe she can best Escoffier in the kitchen? I thought she was just blowing off steam when she first raised the idea to me.
Alright, Mr. Historian.
I can't believe I got to witness that firsthand. I only stopped by here for a quick meal. I definitely got my Mora's worth today.
Sounds like the meal wasn't even cooked right. Who are these people? What are you doing? No words, huh? Whose dog is this? A well-trained dog. Sitting next to all this food, not eating it. Alright, I don't care about the rest of you. You've got a name. I think this person's always here, though. Yeah, shut up. Nobody cares. Oh, actually, let me check this other entrance. Okay. Oh, no elevator here either. These people really have to just climb a series of ladders. Oh. Oh, there's the ladder. Dang. Everybody who lives down here should be jacked. Having to climb up and down ladders to access the rest of the city. Alright, now where the hell am I going? This way? Okay.
So, this whole bake-off thing kind of came out of nowhere. Was it really sensible to just go along with it?
Yeah, why not? Free win.
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Huh? Holding back? Sure didn't sound that way to Paimon.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
Old.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned. I've been nothing but truthful with you about the disgraceful amount of sugar you use.
Navia, anything to say for yourself?
Okay. That's one case where you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
Okay.
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary of Modeste's adventures. Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. For instance,
damn it.
Legend has it that the original Gâteau de Bourg was made using a special secret ingredient that Modeste discovered on one of his adventures.
Saurian blood.
So rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But
Okay, so
everyone
not
who tried
saurian
it
blood,
claimed that
'cause
it was
that's
one of the
not rare.
most blissful and invigorating things they had ever tasted.
Alright, we gotta guess what the secret ingredient is. Azosite. Alright, got it.
Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hotel de Boer, which catapulted them to stardom in Fontaine's culinary world. Especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius, and over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex de Boer.
Ah, Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hotel de Boer
Codex
took its
Astartes.
rightful place as the finest restaurant in the land, serving those recipes for centuries to come. Something like that?
No.
What? No,
Got her.
of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving art form. How could any restaurant survive if they only served food that was popular last century? Anyway, never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise to fame. Then, Modeste passed away while he was still in his prime.
Let's go ask Nervalette what happened. He was alive back then.
And that was it. The end of the Hotel de Boer's heyday. It fell into decline, and for most of its history, it was just a nondescript place with a couple of cheap tables. It's only in recent decades that it started recovering.
I did that.
Even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of management before we finally ended up with Vanigem and the restaurant we have today.
Oh! So the Codex really isn't all that, then. Paimon figured it was like one of those mystical books they have in Liue's martial arts novels, where the main character learns all their secret powers from.
Yes, well, that's fiction, and this is reality. You can't meet the tastes of
That was
modern
then, this is
diners
now.
by following some ancient recipes from a dusty old book.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Boer they sell now is actually Escoffier's reimagination.
Based. Wait. Did they set the terms of this? Are they trying to match the current Gâteau de Boer or the one from the Codex? Because if they didn't iron that out, then somebody could get off on a technicality here.
Wait, really? Why though? Didn't that recipe make it into the Codex?
It did, but like I said, it's the dusty old book now, and the records aren't as legible as they once were. Not to mention that there's no way of finding the secret ingredient Modeste wrote about.
It's Azosite. You gotta go to Conria.
So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical records and took what I could from the Codex. But ultimately, the Gâteau de Boer of today is my own recipe. As for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day, well, you've got Vanigem's business sense to thank for that.
Oh. Huh. Well, that kind of takes all the mystique out of it.
Hey
Rude.
now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Boer, but it's still the most delicious cake in Fontaine today. And who knows, maybe Escoffier's version is more suited to your palate. Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're imagining it to be, there's no way the recipe would have been lost to history, right? Not to mention that the Hotel de Boer never would have fallen into a slump.
True.
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the Codex, including my own improved versions, and turned them over to Savannah.
So why is she so interested in the original copy?
Street cred.
Could it be a symbolic thing? Like, whoever holds the original Codex de Boer is the true head chef?
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Meanwhile, Savannah only got a copy.
Beta.
Maybe from her point of view, it's like management doesn't truly see her as being worthy of the role.
And why would they? Let's be honest.
You think so? The only thing is, it was her suggestion to give me the original in the first place. Well, a joint decision by her and Vanigem. But still.
You know, they're really making it sound like the original Savannah isn't the current Savannah.
What? Huh. Guess she's had a major change of heart since she became head chef. Yeesh.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just let our Gato do the talking.
You didn't capitalize that.
It means besting her in this bake-off, and then getting her to explain herself, even if I have to beat it out of her with a spatula. However much
You got a
she's changed
vision,
since
so
we
you're
worked
gonna win that
together,
one.
I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the outcome of our contest.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for Froment. All you need to do now is win the contest. But that should be a breeze for you.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de bourg is very complicated to make. Usually, it takes 3 chefs working in tandem to cover everything. Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself. But I'd prefer to play it safe if I can find a couple of assistants in time.
Behazed. We'll handle it and mess it up, and you'll lose.
Well, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans in the kitchen. You just need to pick 2 of us.
Not Paimon.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook, as well as a warrior. But be
Warrior.
warned, I will hold you to exceptionally high standards. Think you're up?
Oh, count me in
Yes.
too. I've spent weeks perfecting my macarons after your scathing review. Even if it means competing against the Traveler, so be it. I'll
Even
show
competing.
you what I'm made
We're
of.
working together.
Confident. I like it. Alright, let's start with some elementary mise en place. Show me your knife skills.
Alright, show me a hilichurl. Use normal attacks to cut the fruit. Okay.
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh,
Talk
looks
faster.
like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Paimon, you weren't chosen. There's no we here.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. I'll be
Forward.
using this cold press to extract flavor compounds from the ingredients. A kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine Research Institute to make for me. It uses cold temperature extraction to isolate the essence of cooking ingredients, which can then be used to flavor dishes more precisely. But this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me give you a demonstration instead.
Are we demonstrating? Tap your elemental skill.
Custom-made
Substance
equipment
extracted
from the
from
Fontaine
plants?
Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Haven't never used anything this weird before. Cool. Now,
Okay.
And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I've processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
wow! Even the smell is so much more concentrated. What next? Do we add all this stuff in?
No, we throw it away because you've been spitting on it while talking over it this whole time. Now go away.
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors. We have to go slowly and carefully to calibrate the exact flavor we want. I'll demonstrate again. Now, watch closely.
Health bar. Learn at Escoffier's feet? Are we talking about feet? The flavorings you got from her multifunctional food processor can adjust the flavor profile of the dish. Strike a balance between fruity flavors and floral flavors to adjust said flavor profile and make a delicious dish. Which reminds me of ZZZ, where they like randomly color in words of sentences and it doesn't seem to make any sense.
Slowly.
I mean, here it makes
and
sense. In
carefully.
ZZZ it doesn't, though.
Not a drop too much.
Makes it kind of wonder
and
why
not
they're
a drop too
doing that.
little.
Demonstrate, add flavoring. Okay, so we do... Wait, so we're here and we need to be here. Is that what we're seeing? We want to move the 4 here, or do we want to move the here to the 4? Or I guess it doesn't matter, it's the same calculation either way. So we could do that, and then we could do that. Based.
And voila! Now it's your turn.
But I just did it. Damn right I did.
Not terrible. Considering this was everyone's first time blending flavor extracts, it could have been worse. But the Traveler's work was surprisingly
Hell
good.
yeah!
Are you sure you've never done this before? You got almost perfect results on your first try. Oh, well, they do say adventurers are multi-talented folks. Now I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, most of them kind of suck, but
Alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the Hotel de Boer's current menu. I'll judge your submissions and give you a final score.
Oh.
That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. It'll be good practice for the contest itself. Now get to it. Chop chop!
okay. I'm Escoffier. You are not Escoffier. I am. Get out of here.
How's it going? Have you picked a dish yet? Choose
The
wisely.
most delicious
I expect you to present
thing.
the most delicious thing on.
These that I'm pretty sure were made by Navia. Maybe. Was I supposed to do something, or literally just make a dish and give it to her? And since I have dishes already, I can just give her one. I could give her this cheap thing. Well, let me double check, because she said something about a menu. So do I have to make sure I give her the right thing, or literally just anything that's delicious? Submit dishes from Hotel de Boer. So is everything that I could have submitted from Hotel de Boer? I have to buy it from there. I'm pretty sure I already bought them all, unless they just added some new ones. We can find out. Oh, hello, I'm back. Hotel de Board. See ya. Can I help you? Here you are. Oh. Oh yeah, they did add new ones. Because I bought all of those. Wait, can't you make that super cake? Or no, I guess not. Montanian foie gras. Oh wait. I already had rainbow macarons. Wait, I think it was only highlighting ones that were from Hotel de Boer already. Because I think I recognize all these. Whatever. We buy in. You.
How's
Well,
it
I
going?
can just give her this thing that's been in my inventory for 1,000,000 years. Okay, yeah. Because I have a ton of stuff, but it's only highlighting ones that are valid to submit. So, whatever. Hell yeah.
Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged
I
goose,
just
as
found
I
this
like
in my
to say.
inventory.
Now, let the grading commence.
It's months old, but I guess it's good.
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything, but Paimon's a
Hey,
bit
I
of
did
a
those.
connoisseur when it comes to la food.
Okay.
6 points.
Beta.
What? Oh, well, fair enough. Paimon doesn't cook all that often, so as long as it's a pass.
That's 6 out of 100.
Beta.
You
Weird
say you're a
grin.
connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have far more experience consuming food than creating it.
What did she make? What are those, like... They're supposed to be Brussels sprouts? I mean, the sizing of everything is crazy in this game. So I'm assuming those are, like, Brussels sprouts. And this is, like... a fish fillet. I don't know.
By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Farina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Aww.
I got Farina right here.
Oh, me next, me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macarons has 2 whole tablespoons less sugar than my previous ones.
Dang, you let her boss you around into having less sugar?
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar. 6 points.
Damn, a tie.
Aw.
Well, then how are we going to resolve a tie?
Now to the final dish.
So, what do you think?
I don't know. She hasn't opened it yet, Paimon. You can clearly
This
see
is
the
our last
top still
hope.
on.
8 points.
Didn't even eat it.
Darn, that's barely higher than what we got.
Yeah, now your two are still tied.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation.
Okay, that's a weird smile.
I have to give this one 8 points out of 10. Maybe even 9 points.
You're just making up scales at this point.
How did you pull that off?
I'm just better.
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can tell that you've put many hours of work into honing your skills in the kitchen.
Wow. If I had actually made it fresh and not taken it out of my inventory from months ago, it might have been...
I can really
10 points.
taste the grace of the snow-winged goose in this dish.
Is it on the loose?
Traveler's journey, with all its trials, tribulations, and setbacks. Not to mention the frustrations of having a picky eater for a partner.
She literally isn't picky, though. She eats everything.
Hey, you made that last part up. No way did you taste that.
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square. I guess you'll be taking the Traveler as one of your assistants then?
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe Paimon and Navia should keep practicing and see how it goes?
Nah, we're two-manning this.
Chef Escoffier.
Go away.
Oh, it's Hilaire. What brings you here?
Oh, Hilaire. Feeling hilarious?
I heard the news about the cooking contest. You're doing Gâteau de Bourg, right? I was just wondering if you needed any help.
And you think you're up to the task, do you?
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Hey, I'm sad.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
I just took a nap and then I'm fine.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, Traveler, thank you all so much for everything you're doing for me and my family. I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to help you win this cooking contest.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't you worry. I'll be fine. I'm feeling much better now. I'm sorry. I know I've been rather useless these past few days, but not anymore. The fact is, I'm a fine chef, despite recent events. I've proven myself
We'll
in
be
the
the judge
Hotel
of
de
that.
Boer kitchen. So if anyone's qualified to work under Chef Escoffier, it's me. I think. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, you're gonna need more confidence. Get out.
Firma, have you even set foot in a kitchen since leaving Hotel de Boer?
It only takes 5 days for someone to forget everything they know. You might not know how to be a chef anymore.
I have not, but I'm fully rested now. I know I can handle it. I'll prove it. Let me whip something up for you right now.
Okay. L.
Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
You're drugged out of your mind.
What do you call this, Firma?
I can't seem to grip my knife.
Do it again! Again! Again!
It's a waste of ingredients.
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Alright, gotta call Ister off, I guess. Go back in time.
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then Will I never be able to work in a kitchen again?
Dad, talk to me. What happened?
I cut myself.
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Because you got yelled at? Damn.
Monica, when did you get here?
He's a ninja.
Probably because you were all concentrating so hard on your cooking. I didn't want to interrupt your flow. But anyway, Firma, I'm so sorry. If only I'd known how serious your situation was, I would have stood up for you sooner.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person who looked out for me.
Oh, come on. All I did was make you some tea. I doubt it was much help. Savannah was so ruthless toward you. I probably should have brought you something stronger.
Like tequila.
She sounds like the worst. All right, another Savannah horror story. Let's hear it.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what we make, she'll find something wrong with it.
Maybe there is something wrong with it. You ever think about that?
What is this? It looks like a dog's been at it. In the trash now!
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
The hotel going out of business. That's what'll make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
That's her secret goal.
Every time you remake it, you just get another earful from her.
Either straighten yourself out or get out of my kitchen!
So now, it seems like just picking up a kitchen utensil gives me flashbacks of her yelling at me.
Oh, man.
Beta.
That must be awful.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't a quitter when you were working for me.
Yeah, just power through PTSD.
And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes. That says to me that you still hadn't lost that determination to prove yourself. What changed?
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier and heavier as the shift went on. Each time I had to redo a dish, my heart sank a little further.
Somebody was releasing poison gas into the kitchen. And poisoning all the chefs. And making them sick.
Maybe Savannah was right. Maybe I am just hopeless at this.
Dad.
I see. Well, it sounds like there are some deep issues at work here. Ones that won't be resolved by merely seeking compensation. I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage you to approach Savannah and talk this out.
Yeah. Talk through it with your abuser.
But what if you can't find another assistant in time? Clearly, I'm in no state to help out.
You think being one person short will ruin my chances? Let's not forget, I taught you and her everything you know.
True. Pre-watched 2 men, like I said.
Even if I had to go it alone, I would present the perfect gâteau.
Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will still keep practicing, just in case.
And so will I.
Nobody asked. What?
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse, we can always get the Spina di Rosula to put out an emergency call for chefs. There's gotta be someone out there, right?
Just call in a favor from Liyue. Get Zhongling in here.
Actually, I thought maybe I could help. That's sort of why I'm here.
How did you know? Oh wait, I guess we had a fight in the public restaurant. Never mind.
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then, well, this is the first chance I got.
You do this for us? Thank you so much, Monica.
That's hilarious.
Alright, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah? Joining the other side seems like a guaranteed way to put your future employment in jeopardy.
I know, but it's all right. I've made up my mind. With the way things are, I can't keep working for Savannah much longer anyway. Unless I want to become the next Fermat.
Yeah, you're a horror story now, Ferman.
I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm sure she'll forgive me for this.
Well, Paimon didn't think we'd be poaching from Savannah's staff to get our 3rd person, but there you go. Anyway, Monica's a professional chef, so nothing could possibly go wrong now.
Sure thing.
Great. Then it's settled. And to congratulate you all on making the team, I propose a Spina-sponsored meal to celebrate.
Yeah, get to work, Escoffier. Make us food.
Spina sponsored? Wait.
Yeah.
You mean I'm cooking?
Uh-huh. Get to work.
Well, I promised the traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre. And I know how much you've been looking forward to it.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
Alright, if you insist, then prepare for some of the finest food of your lives.
Hey, Escoffier and me? Yeah, thanks.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Idea?
Wait, hold on. You need to finesse that further.
That was a dream come true. Paimon never knew Fontanian cuisine could be this good.
Navi is dead.
I wish I could eat that all over again. It's not often that Escoffier goes all out like this. And it's all because of you, Traveler.
Oh, nice.
So, this is what Chef Escoffier is truly capable of.
Bro, you worked with her for years. I already know this.
Wow. I don't know if I...
You won't. Who the hell are you?
I guess I'm finally on the right path.
And you. Ah, there she is. Where's Monica? Yeah, she's hiding somewhere. Hey.
Why, Savannah? Why? Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original Codex de Boer. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That might explain why Savannah's so desperate to get her hands on it. But I can't find anything. It's just some hastily scribbled recipes in between diary entries from Modest's adventuring phase. And most of it's not even legible anymore.
Maybe he found something adventuring and wrote about it and nobody noticed.
The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private tips and notes from years of experience. Surely that's infinitely more useful than this old thing. Yeah, maybe. Still, it's just hard for me to imagine that the Savannah I knew would go to all this effort just to make a point. We were. At least I always thought we were.
This is where Susabeto went. He's impersonating Savannah now.
She was a little shy, but meticulous with everything and everyone she dealt with. She made a few mistakes here and there, but she was quick to correct them whenever they were pointed out. And she was always striving to improve as a chef. Those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Fiamma and the other staff so much grief.
Oh, partly responsible.
Well, I mean to an extent, of course. I pushed hard for her to get the role.
Role?
And the idea that she turned out like this because of me is difficult to come to terms with. I wonder if this is how Modeste felt back when he was writing the Codex. Yes, with his good friend and co-founder of the Hotel de Boer, Savelli. The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Boer and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks at every turn. Doors that would swing wide open for Modeste would shut in Savelli's face. And with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity friends, he had less and less time to discuss the culinary arts with Savelli.
We asked Farina about all this. She probably witnessed the whole thing, since she liked to get that cake every day.
People started gossiping
This is
about
my idea.
Savelli, and their relationship between the two gradually soured. Everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the prime of his life and still hailed as a genius, suddenly died from an acute illness.
Murder.
And that was it. They neither had a decisive split, nor got the chance to properly reconcile. Their story just came to an end. One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy, even as the latter was hoping to make amends.
Where the evidence at?
Unlikely. It's a popular theory, but there's no real basis for it. At least there are no records of Savelli ever being convicted of a crime.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past.
Ask Farina.
All we can do is try to make sure the present doesn't quite go as badly. And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her open like a nut.
I mean, you can do that without the contest. Are these the same? With me on the team, there's no way we can lose. With you on the team. That'll be nice.
You're right about that. Just follow my lead and victory will be ours.
Yo, Farina's here. She saw the whole thing.
Let's hope that Savannah isn't all sizzle and no steak. After all the work we put in, it would...
No, it wouldn't. It'd be based. Easy win. Wait until... Oh, they all left. Okay. What's this? Like... arm wrestling contest table? I don't know. Oh, wait, what did it say? It was like 16. While this ticks, I Gonna refill my coffee. Right. Okay, let us. Damn it. "16 was the end time." Oodly. Okay.
It's cooking contest day! To the Hotel de Boer! Toot sweet!
My mom. Stop.
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking contest.
Wait, seriously? Escoffier in a cooking contest? Now that I've got to see.
I don't get it.
Rena
Why
has
would
to see it too.
anyone in their right mind challenge her to a cooking contest?
We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Anyone else got something to say? Especially not you.
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hotel de Boer and to this most exciting of cooking contests.
Those children are too excited.
Savannah, I brought the original copy of the codex you asked for.
Okay. People don't know how to judge this. Where's Farina?
Monica? Huh.
Traitor! You don't be a wuss. Stare her down.
In the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in a double-blind format. Once the dishes are complete, they will be sent to the back of the kitchen where they'll each receive a label.
I mean, unless we make identical cakes, then it's not really going to be double blind. They'll be able to recognize the one that they made.
The labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and reached a final verdict. This is to ensure that no one will know which dish is made by which contestant.
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair and impartial.
Hey, she gets an accent too. Unless she's just really bad at the American accent.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me. Getting a seat on the judging panel is a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, they kicked Farina off to make room for you, so,
Both contestants have taken their positions.
nobody wants you here.
Then, without further ado, let the Hotel de Boer cooking contest commence!
Ugh. Layer 1. Complete the objective. Do the things. Make some gâteau de bourre. Cutting board and cold press. Okay, so you gotta like collect the cards of each type so that you can then build the thingy to reach the other thingy.
Monica, Traveler,
Alright,
it's
where am I
go
cutting board
time.
at?
Let's do this.
How do
Alphonse, Gaspar, get to
I
work.
just do it?
Do
Oh.
not disappoint me.
Okay.
Looks
Where's
like
the
our
other
two
thing?
head chefs are raring to go. Like an oven on full blast.
That should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance the flavors.
Balance flavors. Alright, so we just need 4 blue. 6 and 2 will get the job done. Man. E is still going to town. You didn't help at all. She's poisoning it. Get her away.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, Traveler!
Why are you guys even watching if it's supposed to be blind? Make the next layer of cake. Is it just the same mechanics again?
Ha! Yeah!
Guess so.
Rah! Yeah!
Alright, so we need 4 that way. Wait. You can literally already do it.
The balance of flavors is about right. But the quantity is too low.
Oh wait, it needs to be 2 things.
Alphonse! What are you playing at? Not how I taught you to do it! Stop horsing around and do it again!
Alright, we can just do add at least 2. Okay, so bop, and then bop. Alright.
So, what do you think?
Oh, based. They're studying it so they know whose is whose. That it's not blind. Cheaters. Two of each.
Yeah! Sha! Ka! Cha! Ha!
Some cards in here.
breather.
Dang, 8.
Yeah!
Escoffier is already on the...
So we need like a lot of these. Oh wait, that was the wrong way. I need more fruit.
I think this flavor profile is still a little bit off.
Come on, give me a 3. Bastard.
Useless!
I can't get any more, can I?
Make like an egg and feed it!
Alright. We have a 5 and a 2. That'll get the job done.
Stay calm, Escoffier. There has to be a way to balance the flavors.
I already did it.
Think.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
True.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg.
Goose not on the loose. I repeat, Goose not on the loose. That doesn't look like how I remember. I thought it was like green.
That went just as I expected.
Oh, beast.
Time's up! Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
Okay.
Huh. That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by looking at them.
We really did make them identical.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason. She wouldn't screw up something as elementary as the cake's appearance.
True.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet. This is a masterclass in how to make gâteau de bois.
Old. Alright, how do I do this without accidentally revealing something? Here, let me just make the screen go black real quick. I must demonstrate something. Yeah. That ain't the same cake. Something's fishy.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10.
Whoa.
Only because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little different from the recipe I'm used to.
Huh? Really? I couldn't tell.
All right, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite and already this aroma is a delight to the senses.
Was the other one not?
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
How exciting! I'm gonna dig in.
Oh my god. It tastes like trash. Who made this garbage?
I think maybe someone got a little carried away when they were adding the sugar.
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too. This is all over the place. Who made this?
I don't know. I bet we're not going to know because someone swapped the labels.
It appears the decision is unanimous. This gâteau is far below the standard we would expect.
And Paimon thought this might actually be close. Turns out she can't bake to save her life.
Something's not right here. Savannah may not be perfect, but no way is she this sloppy.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has won this cooking contest. Now, all that remains is to turn the plate over and reveal the chef's name underneath.
What? It's Savannah?
Gear?
No! That's impossible!
Label swapped easy.
Hey, Savannah! You cheated, didn't you? You
The
cheated!
Paimon knows.
What did you do? Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't you?
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went from the oven to the judge's table without me ever laying a finger on them.
Somebody
and
did.
everyone here can attest to that. It was Van Gem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're looking to accuse someone, why don't you start with them? Isn't it more likely that Escoffier's lost her edge? Oh, or maybe her assistants let the team down?
It's equally likely, because I don't trust her. She's
You
sus.
take that back!
She's mad.
Judges, we demand a rematch.
Yeah, you did it.
That's enough! What's done is done. As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take responsibility for the dish I served. Whatever went wrong and however it
Whatever.
happened, I should have spotted it. Savannah, I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off.
What happened to your chef's pride?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
If you want the Codex de Boer that much, you can have it. Escoffier, no! But you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma and compensate him for everything you put him through.
It's a little late to be negotiating terms. The contest is over and I won. That means you owe me the Codex, and I owe you nothing.
Oh, well, that wasn't part of the contest. That was, you're gonna do it or I'll murder you right now.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? What I'm offering is to accept defeat without looking to expose what you've done. But only on the condition that you promise to stop putting so much pressure on your staff.
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to the next. So, will that be all, ex-head chef? Or is there any other unfinished business you'd like to leave in my hands?
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss, just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your advice.
All right, fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Escoffier!
The Codex de Boer! Finally. Now, at long last, I will succeed.
Sure thing.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Oh, it's easy. I don't care.
Yeah! The Codex is a souvenir of your time here! Doesn't that mean anything to you?
It's alright. It was just a bake-off, not the end of the world. I'm already over it. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma. That's mission accomplished for the Spina.
Now they still gotta make the whole union.
Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything, I'd have just done that in the first place. I mean, why bother with a whole cooking contest? It's such a waste of time and energy.
No. No! This doesn't make any sense!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it! This can't be happening.
Loser!
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Yo, problem solved.
Savannah?
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a lot of pent-up stress and exhaustion.
Oh, I knew it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest of us, the person she puts the most pressure on is herself.
Yeah, nobody cares. It's not an excuse. She can die.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. But for her, it's every night. She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and recipes, and only realize how long she's been at it when we come to work the following morning.
But why? Why would she do that?
Our best guess is, she doesn't want to be seen as less of a chef than Escoffier.
And there it is.
Beta.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger out on the rest of you.
Based Navia?
Yeah, and it's definitely no excuse for cheating in the cooking contest.
Huh, about that, we honestly have no idea how she did it. We were focused on our own work the whole time, like she asked.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling the cakes. I've already spoken to them both. They're at a loss to explain it too.
I like how everybody knows that it was BS. And they're just like, oh, we just gotta find out how it's BS.
Not to worry. Come on, join me downstairs. I'll interrogate the guilty gâteau myself.
Wake up. Here, these three will keep you company. They're known for not murdering every single thing they see.
Well, how is it? Have you figured out what it was?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat wet cement than this.
Is it really that bad? I made sure to taste test it before it was served.
Well, you're a beta.
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates.
Monica did it.
The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base, which means someone tampered with it while it was being made. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
Yeah, we knew it was you. Nobody's surprised.
I'm sorry. I was forced into it. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Well, whatever she said she'd do to you, we'll do to her. So speak up.
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. And if I wanted retribution, I would have brought this up when the results were announced. Whatever's going on with you, just spill the beans. There's no need to hide it.
I was the one who caused the food safety incident that one time.
You son of a...
Food safety?
But who told you to do it?
Wait, you mean the Lumaline incident? So you procured the contaminated ingredients?
I think so. Savannah and I were on procurement that day. I didn't check everything as well as I should have, and so I let contaminated ingredients make it into the kitchen. But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, and I didn't know it would end up with Escoffier going to jail.
You know, normally this is pretty sus. When you give one excuse and then another excuse that negates the other excuse. Kind of makes it seem like the first excuse isn't real. And that you actually did know there was an issue with it. Because otherwise, why would you knowing whether or not Escoffier would go to jail matter?
But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to blackmail me with...
Oh, and there's another one.
This is crazy! So Savannah pressured you into sabotaging Escoffier's cake by threatening to expose your secret if you didn't?
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. The thought of Chef Escoffier finding out that I put her in jail, it made me freeze up with fear.
Beta?
I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously?
Well, what did you learn?
All this fuss over a little slip-up?
Huh?
Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, and now I'm out. And secondly,
Yeah.
I had my own reasons for leaving the Hotel de Boer. This wasn't the only factor.
Plus, the Fortress of Meripede is literally better living conditions than Fontaine. So, I mean, not even a punishment.
So, you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that. Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing foie gras.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
You mean...
I've never made duck liver and I
you
never will.
forgive me?
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility for your mistakes. You should tell Vanagem to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminated ingredients came from. Sure, you've made mistakes, but now's the time to fix them. Understood?
Understood.
Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex would compel her to resort to blackmail?
Copium. Weapons-grade doses of copium.
I have my suspicions. Not that I've got any proof to back them up, though.
Ugh. What happened to me?
Good old Risley.
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left. They think our menu doesn't taste like it used to, especially our signature items.
Oh, kind of makes sense.
Now that you mention it,
Everybody just like left her alone up
I
there,
noticed it during
unsupervised.
the contest too. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the flavor seems subtly different from how it used to be. But the difference was so small, I'm sure no one would notice it besides our most loyal customers and true dessert connoisseurs.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why Savannah would get so hung up on it. So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night.
Yeah, we're talking
determined
smack about
to
you.
match Escoffier's version. But something's always slightly off every time.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Never really gave it much thought, though.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear that Savannah's been in a downward spiral ever since Escoffier left.
Yeah.
She
You
wants
listen
to
to this
prove that she can
conversation.
fill Escoffier's shoes. That's gotta be the reason. But after countless setbacks, she's getting more and more unhinged. And at some
That's
point
you.
along the way, she switched from doubting herself to doubting Escoffier.
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
Yeah,
Lol.
it would explain why she was bent on getting the original at any cost. She must have thought Escoffier purposely omitted key details from her recipes when she copied them out. Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine, the only one privy to all the secrets of the trade.
Yo, so when's the reveal of the actual secret ingredient? The biggest mystery of the quest. The secret ingredient of the original cake.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid idea.
True.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex, only to discover that the secret recipes she's been pining for don't exist at all. Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have
you,
been a real shock
utterly
to the
wrong.
system. It probably brought up everything at once. It overwhelmed her, and she passed out.
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah had the real recipe all along, how come it tasted different?
Because she sucks.
She might not be on the same level as Escoffier, but surely after like 50 attempts, she'd get it right one of those times.
Yeah, surely. What kind of loser?
You'd think so, but geniuses like Escoffier are
You
in
would
a league
think
of
so.
their own.
Ain't no loser like Savannah. Loser. Loser. Yeah. Start weeping.
New head chef, you say? What's her name? I don't think I've heard of her before.
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without Escoffier at the helm?
Nope.
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
No, it's just made by a loser.
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, then you can do it. Even if you don't believe in yourself, at least believe in me. Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
A whole lot of good that did.
All this time, I've been blaming other people, but maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah, you are. Throw yourself off the balcony.
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready to speak to anyone yet. Let's give her the day to calm down. I'm sure you'll have the chance to talk everything out tomorrow.
Hmm.
In that case, I'll go and update for Ma and his family. I wonder what he'll make of all this.
So,
Let's find
we'll
out.
come back tomorrow then.
Okay.
That was a long day. I think I've earned myself a sweet treat when I get back home.
Okay.
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
Hey.
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose?
Only that it is on the loose.
Every year, they migrate long distances in search of a suitable home. There's always one goose at the front whose job is to lead the flock. Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas about leadership and genius. They usually imagine someone who's a cut above the rest, a model of perfection. But what those poets don't know is that during a migration, the lead goose is always changing. Once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock and allows another goose to take its place. So the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibilities and pressures that come with it, it's something that everyone takes turns at. But we humans completely miss that fact when we project our own ideas about social hierarchies onto them.
Maybe.
I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this notion that there's some sort of gulf between normal and genius. Cooking is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, same recipe, and same environment, I see no reason why two different people shouldn't be able to create the exact same dish.
Easy for you to say when you literally have magic. With your cryovision. You know, just saying.
Of course, some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bolder or more conscientious. But these are all variables that can be accounted for with time and practice. I'd have no reason to expect so much from others if I believed that perfection can only come from the hands of a genius. The only reason I hold people to high standards is because, well, I believe they're capable of greatness.
Damn. Got the pessimistic responses.
Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna get to the bottom of why Savannah failed. And come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life, pointing out all the mistakes she's made along the way. Then she'll
Based.
finally see the error of her ways.
Or die. Eh.
Thank you for your words of encouragement. I'm gonna head to the Hotel de Boer and spend the night investigating. I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Genius? Calling someone a genius is just another way of saying I'm too lazy to figure out how I need to improve. It's a defeatist attitude and I won't stand for it.
Okay. Well, I'm going straight to Nervalette and turning that person in. Wait, he's right here. We're RPing now. Yo, I got a crime to report from years ago. Man. Playable characters never around doing their jobs. Damn. I mean, up early in the morning. Oh, wait. Did it say tomorrow at 5 or 5? Because this is technically the same day. Yeah. Fringe. Okay. Ice Frosted Endgame. Alright, now let's here to arrest the evildoer.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Van Gem isn't for a while. Check on her? Why? What happened?
She got drunk.
Oh no. Escoffier, are you alright?
There's a hangover.
I'm fine. Just
Damn.
need to get some more coffee in me.
Look at all those wasted ingredients. How much money did she just spend? Or how much of the hotel's resources did it cost for her to just make cakes for no reason?
Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all?
You know, I'm about to drink all of my coffee. Except for what's still in the pot. One more cup. Let me get you a fresh one.
All right.
I would get me a fresh one.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
But I'll hold off for now.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Lutece, but either way, hurry!
Where's the cooking thing? Here it is. Pretty sure I have like every dish in the game, just about. So I should have coffee. But can I make it? Zocotl. Make you some Natlin stuff. Coffee? I have coffee Bavarios. Bavarois? Something? Why can't I just make a coffee? Am I missing that? Or is that good enough? Maybe that's good enough. Yo, cook manually. Paste. We'll find out. Yo, I made this.
Coffee. Need a cough.
Oh. I have a bunch of stuff. Suspicious. I'm tempted. Maybe on my alt account when I'm goofing around. There you go.
Strong, bitter coffee beans. Transformed through expert brewing and balanced perfectly with rich, creamy steam milk. Wonderful.
Okay.
I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it, but make sure to catch up in your sleep when you get the chance.
I think I figured out where the problem lies. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Wait, what investigation? What are you guys talking about?
Paimon, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here. It's so stupidly small. I can't believe it's caused so much drama. Yes, except my failures were stepping stones to success.
Stepping stones to bankrupting the hotel.
Escoffier, have you seen Savannah?
No, she probably threw herself off a balcony like I told her to.
Huh? No, not since yesterday. Why? What's wrong?
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how she was doing. So, I dropped by her place early this morning to check on her. Only to find an empty house with the doors wide open.
Burgled.
I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hotel de Bord. I'm worried something bad might have happened. If she's not here, then where could she be?
Check the bottom of the ladders.
Boss, Escoffier, bad news.
Leave Sandra.
Alphonse? You're supposed to be keeping watch at Savannah's house.
Yeah, but we got bored. Why to go play video games?
We were, but then, just after you left, we found this stuff in her house.
Oh, looks like a map with a bunch of random places circled. What does it mean?
Wait a second. This feels familiar. I'm sure these places are all connected somehow. Of course, from the Codex. They're all places that Modeste explored on his adventures.
Hey, yo, that was my original idea. That he found something on his adventures and it's hidden in his adventure logs.
Yeah, but I don't understand. The adventure logs in the Codex are too fragmented to be of any use. How come this map shows all the missing details?
The Codex de Bord? Then, this place marked in red out at sea. Could that be the fabled birthplace of Gateau de Bord?
Oh, maybe.
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating Escoffier that way? Gee, Savannah. Anything to overcome a Gateau plateau, huh?
Ugh, idiot. Does she have a death wish? Those ruins are thousands of years old.
Ooh, what
Hold
ruins?
on. There's more. Besides the map, we also found these letters.
A letter received several months ago. It was you. You let the Lumaline through, didn't you? No, you were responsible for purchasing the problematic ingredient that day. What would your good friend think? I wonder if she learned that she suffered on account of your negligence. What would the people in the hotel think? So I imagine you'd like to keep this secret from Escoffier, wouldn't you? Head Chef Savannah. Retrieve the real codex. That's where the real treasure can be found. If you're a fool, well then, get it back. What was that? Don't you have that cooking showdown of yours? Oh, so this is a recent letter. Alright, so there's the idea for the thingy. Alright, so that confirms that it was Savannah's fault. What are you dawdling for? Wait, several weeks ago. Wait, so we arranged the contest several weeks ago? Seemed like it was 2 days.
It was you. You let the Lumaline through, didn't you? It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean that Savannah was responsible for the safety incident? And not Monica after all?
Retrieve the codex by any means necessary. So the cooking contest and the cheating. Someone else was behind her pulling the strings?
You want to call those strings, I guess.
She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
Ugh, this is all such a mess. Paimon needs a second to process this. First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to force Monica to cheat?
I guess. But I mean, the way they forced her was, oh, we'll just make you tell the truth about a thing that it wasn't even that big of a deal.
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put 2 and 2 together as soon as I read your threat letter. The food safety incident, the demand for a cooking contest, the instruction to blackmail Monica. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan, wasn't it, Monica?
I never trusted you, Monica. Loading? Never that.
We should be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
Dang, how'd they get down here? Or I guess they had diving suits. Is a new ruin added for the quest? I mean, I guess it's just a thingy in a domain, so yeah. Hey, yo, perfect team! We got 3 Fontaine people here to take care of the Fontaine problem with a... Oh, wait, damn it. It's going to give me Trial Escoffier, which means she's going to be in slot 4. And I guess I'm not really that used to this team. Alright. So knowing that it's going to give me a free Escoffier, what team should I build in light of that? I'm curious if her passive...
All right, after you.
would count these 3 and herself and still give full benefit, or if it would punish me for having Shalonen on the team. Actually, either way, I think I'd rather have Kazuha.
Want me to come along?
Or would I? We'll go with Shalonen.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
Then let me do that. Oh yeah, 5-man team. Alright, so... probably any enemy I fight is going to die before I even cycle through all 5 of my characters, so... it ain't gonna be much, but... nice. Nice place.
Whoa, this place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure chef finding secret ingredients makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah, Chevy's works different though.
I think Modest
Chevy
Codex
specifically
mentioned
says you
this
can
place.
only have
A public
Electro
bath
and
from the time
Pyro
of
characters on
Moria.
the team.
So yeah, definitely the kind of place that would have served food and drinks.
Whereas Escoffier's gives you a bonus for the number of Hydro and Cryo that you have on the team. But maybe it also says it has to be all Hydro and
Some
Cryo.
blubber beasts have come to join the
I
party?
haven't read it that
How
close.
did they get here?
Oh, they live here.
Aw, they ran off.
Okay.
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the entrance.
Girl, I've been to Remuria, okay? Little fantasy barriers don't stop me.
Well, did Modest mention it in his adventure logs by any chance? They must have gotten through somehow.
Just gotta find like a floating book
Good
or something,
point.
I don't know.
Yes, that's right. It's coming back to me now.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus, and the path opened to us.
Wow.
We have to feed the blubber beasts? With what? There's nothing here besides rocks, romaritime flowers, and lumitoile.
Well, then Romaritime flowers, I guess.
See, this is why you should always bring snacks. You never know when you're gonna need them. Now we have to head all the way back to shore and grab some.
I have like 15,000 dishes on me at any given point. It's fine.
There is no time for that. Romaritime flowers and lumitoile will have to do. They may not look appetizing to us, but who knows? They could be blubber beast delicacies.
Wait, we're seriously gonna try this?
Do it up. I collect the thingies. Yo, what up? Get some cards. Obtain the flame rings. Complete the dish. We need 2 of them. Alright, so we need 4 blue. Wait, where's it? Here we go. should work. We do that, and then that, and then that. Flour. Wait, didn't it say 0 out of 2? Do I need to make another one, or?
Blubber beasts or not, are we sure this stuff is edible?
Maybe.
Trust me, they'll love it.
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the pool, we'll probably just scare them off again, and who knows how long they'll be gone.
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double back. Oh, what was it that Modeste said again? Something about the food flowing away on the current.
Deliver the thingy to the thingy with the thingy. 0 out of 2. Still, deliver food. The bada seems to lava the blubada. Okay. I think I pronounced that right. Okay.
The tracks turned back again.
Yeah, what the?
So annoying.
Now eat it. It seems to have become even more, I don't know, because it was only on the screen for 1 second.
Tastes better than Paimon thought.
Alright, so now we need 6 reds. So it's a 3, a 1, 5. Well, that'll actually take care of it. Unless it wants me to add, like... multiple colors. But I guess we're fine. Okay. Get a move on. Now eat it. Something about thank you. These humans aren't so bad.
Hey, it's open!
Money! Some time ago. They're best friends now.
Hey, give me your water.
No, die.
Here.
Oh, never mind.
I said your water, the one you just drank out of?
Sure.
All those years slaving away
Chug
under
sounds.
Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off. Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden, but I also get to boss you around like my little lapdog. Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosives.
I remember you could lay them right at your feet and set them off.
Did you not hear me?
Both of you.
Going.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident.
Who cares?
I swear, If I'd known what you were planning, I'd never have.
Ha! Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told you. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident.
Why?
And you resented the way her reputation hung over you. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain, that she deliberately hid her secret recipes from you just to hold you back. It was the only excuse you needed to justify getting back at her. First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor.
Ancestor.
He offered Modeste his friendship only to murder him out of vanity.
Wait, who's the ancestor? Savelli and her ancestor? Oh wait, is Modeste her ancestor? It's the way she's wording this, it makes it sound like her ancestor is a third person in this. But I guess you could also read it where she was just talking about Modeste.
He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this place. You have no idea the countless hours I spent piecing it all together. So you see, you're no better than Savelli. If you can't beat him, betray him, right?
I am no Savelli, nor will I ever be.
Oh, you're not any better.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you finally realize that Escoffier never kept any secrets from you? You didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest. Why start now? You have no right to redemption.
Like, Savannah is still worse than Monica in this situation. Let me be clear.
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness. But I am done being bullied into submission by you!
Ooh, feisty. But you should watch your tone. Talking to me like that could get you in big trouble.
I somehow doubt that. Since I poisoned both our water bottles.
Based.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth, I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now this is payback!
But you drank it too.
Good.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica!
You.
I am immune to the poison, LMAO.
What's so funny?
Oh, you're too much. I thought I'd play along for a bit just to amuse myself. You gave a very rousing performance. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these bottles, just clean, fresh water.
No.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, you know? Did you really think your half-baked plot would fool me?
No, but that's why I brought this gun.
You're a lousy chef, and you make a lousy villain, too. A complete waste of space. No wonder you never amounted to anything.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now, I failed again, for the last time.
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good laugh out of me. But now the show's over. You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me. But you had your chance.
Oh, she brought the weapon.
And now it's time to say goodbye.
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica! We've got you surrounded!
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
You can't! Stay back if you want her alive!
We don't.
Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat, but if you so much as flinch, I can end Savannah's life in a heartbeat.
Neat. We're coming over.
Monica, what are you hoping to achieve by this? You're about to commit murder, and for what? A recipe?
A recipe? You chefs are all blinded by your myopic focus on kitchen affairs. Well, some of us actually have bigger fish to fry. Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the je ne sais quoi factor in his Gâteau de Bourg, and it's right here in these ruins.
Yo, what is it?
Are you serious? You're here because of a Gâteau de Bourg obsession? You've gone completely mad.
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. No, the real treasure is the secret ingredient that Modeste sourced from these ruins. He and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their hands, and they thought, ooh, this would go great in our cake mix. We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also sharpens the senses. That's no cooking ingredient. It's a groundbreaking drug. That's right, I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine. I could make a killing by selling it to the treasure hoarders or the Fatui.
And now we will.
Listen to yourself. You're completely delusional.
I mean, I could just go to Remuria and get all of it that I want, maybe.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure. You'll see what a fool you've been.
All based.
Wait, what's that sound?
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't collapse.
Uh-oh, Savannah's gone too!
Oh no!
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because she knows that she's no match for you.
That's true. Even if she finds the treasure, she'll need Savannah alive if she wants to get out of here in one piece.
One piece?
Well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route.
I can pretend that I've watched that show, so I can make the joke. Staircase. Stuck on a piece of rock.
The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere.
Wow, I can't sit in this bench. Unbelievable. Yo, we swimming? Not done exploring yet. Okay, can we sit in this bench? No. What about this bench? No. Terrible benches. 0 stars. Hey, yo, what up, dudes? I've got just the party for this underwater business. Yo, combat? Too slow. Yeah, give me your treasure. Anything else of interest? Yo, what up, dude? This is a real person. Turned into a statue. I know that. Escoffier doesn't know that. But she can fly out of the water. Hey, yo, here's some more.
Ah! Golems!
Friendly.
How are they still
They were probably awakened by the explosion just now.
Oh, look,
Alright,
not enough
Knife
energy.
Skills 101.
Others.
Time for some rough chopping.
Oh, rude. There we go.
Show no mercy.
Her, and then we use her.
It's Papa.
What do we do? Nope. Oh, I gotta press 5. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, I already lost my attack bonus. Alright, whatever. Okay, and my orbs are gone. Alright, that went well. Ooh. Who died? Farmost. That's the order. The Bestos. Yeah, that's that guy. I forget if that's the real leader or the guy who took over after the real leader. Secret treasure. Based. I feel like I would have learned about this during, like, actual Remuria questline. But, maybe I did. And I just forgot.
Another door? Guess
Another?
we need to prepare another feast for our guests.
Another. Based. Alright, we need 2 reds. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 3. Okay. Oh, I'm using Sit Lolly. Ah! Oh. I can't.
Off to the freezer.
Alright, we got 6. Did I have a 4 or did I just lose the 4? Man, can you give me some... Okay, we have 3. Alright, and 5. Alright, we're good. Flavor balancing complete. Yes, thank you. Alright, it goes there. This one, we go that way. Okay. Wait, is it going to be a thing where you have to send it and then rotate it? Guess it takes too long? No, I guess it's fine. This one might be.
It seems to really like the texture of Rome maritime flowers.
We already knew that. Yeah, so the next one is over there, or is it over here? There it is. Okay. So first things first, we need 3 blue.
A dash of frosting.
That's a 4. That's a 2. That's a 5. Well, let's see what we can make out of this. 5. Yeah, that'll get the job done. Wait. We need something different? Wait, yeah, we need 2 blue now. Okay, now we can get 2 blue out of this. Wait. Am I miscounting these? We need 4 blue.
Off to the freezer.
Okay. How was it like backwards? I don't know what was happening before. Alright. Oh wait, can I not send it until it's ready? I was trying to like time it. But I guess that's not the thing. I'm writing it. And... Alright, take two.
Bow your head.
Time to shine! Show no mercy! Suffer!
And her burst isn't ready. Oh, I need to fight a boss. Oh, the blubber beast is still
I never
alive.
knew you could process Lumitwol like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down. Lumitwols and maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
Wasn't Lumitwol the poison thing, or the drug, or did it have a name that was just like almost exactly the same? I was gonna say, I bet that the secret ingredient was the illegal substance the whole time. But then I thought it was just the Lumitwol that we're using. So maybe not, I don't know.
That's strange. These don't look Grimoirian to me. More like last century Fontaine.
Adventurers!
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh? Oh, Modeste and Savelli, do you think they camped here?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but maybe one of them came back alone at a later date.
The traitor.
Huh, you really think so?
No. Yes.
Trust our adventurers' instincts. We're pros at this stuff, just like you're a pro in the kitchen.
Whee!
Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a pro rummager from all those treasure chests.
Lumitwol.
Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her rummaging skills!
Beta.
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but
Obsessed.
I thought...
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It was neither of them.
It's been years since I've
It was
last visited
Dave.
these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed in millennia. Sadly,
how would you know?
Up above, on dry land, everything has changed. The treasure of Grimoire. That's what we used to call it. Modeste was right about its potential. It turned Gateau de Boer into a national sensation. Our limited stock of the substance meant that the Gateau could only be produced on a small scale. But this only drove up the popularity all the more. Modeste was right about that too. He predicted all of it.
Guess he was just better than you.
He was praised as a genius, while I, as the one person who'd ever disagreed with him, was labeled a talentless fool. Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone just how great the gulf was between us. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. Why invite further disdain by inserting myself where I did not belong?
Seems more like a you problem.
I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, I'd be able to face him without shame. Or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me, I'd be able to ask him with a smile on my face, how about we go on one more adventure, for old time's sake?
Oh, true.
Unfortunately, that day will never come.
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it, he came back after Modeste had already died.
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then this must be the place where they found their secret ingredient. The birthplace of Gateau de Boer.
In that case, what does that Modeste! If it's all true, maybe Savelli really did have something to do with it.
Nothing that we just read makes it sound like that. It makes it sound more like he doesn't have anything to do with it.
The taste of Gâteau de Bourg has changed. Modeste was convinced of this, even though everyone swore they couldn't tell. Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. He stopped all sales of the product, locked himself away in the kitchen, and worked day and night, vowing to find out where he had gone wrong. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, he found he only strayed further and further from the original taste.
And then he died of diabetes from taste testing a sugary product over and over again.
It was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the truth finally dawned on him. What had changed was not the gâteau, but his sense of taste.
Rip.
The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In the short term, it offers people the ultimate gourmet experience, but in the long term, it dulls their senses entirely.
Damn, Rip.
In hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from the constraints of their bodies care for the loss of their senses? But we realized it too late. We were just too late. Over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the remaining supply of the treasure of Remoria. He consumed it all himself.
Genius.
The finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything ever again. Finally, in despair, he took his own life.
Damn. Bro never heard of Beethoven. He could still make music even though he couldn't hear. I don't know if he was completely deaf or just like mostly deaf. Whatever.
And because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort, or even to say goodbye.
Damn.
Yet despite everything, he sent me his final letter.
Based?
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something. It really was a kind of drug.
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, why all the rumors that Savelli murdered him?
Because people love drama.
Also, neither the Codex nor any other contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of Remoria. It's almost as if someone deliberately erased it from history.
I mean, it's understandable, I guess, if it's a terrible drug that removes your senses. And I'm better off.
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how even a genius could fail, and how much more devastating it is when it happens. Did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing the truth? Or maybe he wished for me to warn the public about the dangers of Gâteau de Bourg, proving that I had been right all along. But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would be swift and merciless. 1 minute a genius, the next a joke. It would surely spell the end for his restaurant too.
Maybe.
What would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history books. I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to protect his name. It will mean tampering with his notes to remove the damning details, leaving mere fragments of our story behind. It may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand in his demise. But if that's the price of destroying all evidence of my crimes, then so be it. I would rather the world believe a tale of genius and jealousy than see his reputation in tatters. The final loose end is the evidence here, at the bottom of the sea.
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say Savannah should be safe for now?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure, there's no telling what she might do.
Oh, just take the book. And then you can't read it. Problem solved. Cool window. Cooler window. All right. Ooh, who's this? The barbarians who take the something are gradually losing part of something. There is no cause for worry. All right. Wait, break free from forms of flesh and blood. Also the first step guiding them towards accepting civilization. Interesting. Remuria, lore. Loring. Oh, she's dead. One down, one to go. Oh, maybe she's
the
alive.
treasure of Remoria. I have found you at last. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them for generations. But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place. But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp.
Take her down.
The treasure of Remoria is mine!
Get her, Golem.
Oh. It's empty.
Owned. Loser.
It's empty?
Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Oh no.
Escoffier? What's the deal with that jar?
How the hell is she supposed to know? We just got here.
Savelli's final act! He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore and make sure it would never harm anyone again. So he came here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred that remained.
This can't be happening. All the years I spent piecing together the truth. All my painstaking planning. All that for an empty jar?
Monica, don't do anything stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
As this guy pans into view.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Oh, well, take her down.
Praise be to Lord Remus.
Oh no.
You barbarian shall be slain.
The golems are coming to life. Annihilated.
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else!
Oh, excuse me.
Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out!
Don't have to tell me twice. But apparently I have to tell you a million fucking times to load your energy. Oh wait, it's a trial Escoffier. So it doesn't have all the ER that I built on her. Well, I guess that makes sense. But it's probably also like C3R3, like they all are.
Either way, it's all her fault.
Oh no.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get out of here, Traveler. Escoffier, come on!
Okay, I'm coming.
Oh, no, you
Dodged.
don't. If I can't get what I want, neither will any of you.
Why are you alive?
I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
Okay, now she's worse than Savannah.
You're a psycho!
Savannah? Oh, when did you wake up?
Oh, just in time, I guess.
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
True, you were built for murder.
Traveler? Okay, let's go!
See ya. Nice animation.
Escoffier! Savannah!
Traveler! And Paimon!
Venegem! What are you all doing here?
Oh, true. Why isn't it like the guards?
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant and sit on our merry derrieres? While the Traveler and Escoffier were out here risking their lives?
We had to do something. Even though that something ended up being, well, waiting for you here instead.
I don't deserve any of you. And I certainly don't deserve to be your head chef.
True. Let's go get the guards.
It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I couldn't live up to her standards. I acted like a tyrant in the kitchen. And now I almost got myself killed.
Like, true. She framed, or went along with the plan to frame Escoffier, which got her sent to the Fortress of Meripede. And then she, like, gave PTSD to her staff. She is kind of bad. But nothing the justice system wouldn't fix.
Come back,
Maybe.
Escoffier. Come and be our head chef again. I'll never be able to replace you.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left, it just went in one ear and out the other?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head at the time. All I could think about was the Lumiline situation. What was it you said again?
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because of you. And you're not nearly as awful a chef as you think. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
I don't think they showed up here for her.
Escoffier's right. Sure, you
Cope.
nitpick our work and get us to do things over a lot. But when it comes down to it, you're the one who's always doing whatever it takes to make sure the customers get served on time, every time.
Yeah, this is history revision.
Things were pretty rough after Escoffier left. And Savannah's the only reason we've been able to make it through.
Savannah's the reason Escoffier left.
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact is, they keep coming back. If that's not an endorsement of your work, I don't know what is. At the end of the day,
Sure.
we're all human, and we all make mistakes. All we can do is recognize where we get it wrong and do our best to improve. That's all that's humanly possible.
No, I get what you're saying, but what I did to Fermont and to Escoffier, it's unforgivable.
True.
Well, about that, there's someone else here to see you, Chef.
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Fermont? I'm so sorry. I put far too much pressure on you. And the way I stubbornly refused to go and see you after you fell ill. There's no excuse. But I'm too late, aren't I? The damage is done. I heard that you can't even hold a kitchen knife anymore.
Actually, I think I'm going to be just fine.
Wow. Magic.
Huh?
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. But after the threat letter came to light, it got Firmin thinking. And then he remembered the tea that Monica used to give him every night.
Wait. Didn't I say this at the beginning? Or did I just think it? Either way, it was a joke, so it doesn't really matter, but I thought that I had said as a joke that he was getting poisoned. But I might have just thought about it and then didn't say it. Anyway,
As it
doesn't
turns
matter.
out, she was lacing it with Lumiline the whole time.
No way! Doesn't that cause nerve damage?
It can. High doses pose a risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But if you calculate the dosage carefully, you can control the extent of its effects. A small dose might simply make a person more emotional, whether that means more fragile or more hot-tempered.
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
Okay, so she didn't give him PTSD.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small. They also fixed me up with some meds and said I should recover in no time. Well, that's what happens when you give someone a little bit of hope to cling on to.
There's more. We believe that Firma was likely not Monica's only victim.
You mean she poisoned me too?
Oh, so that's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole time.
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff can only amplify what's
Escoffier's
already
on my
there.
side.
So tasty food will seem like the most delicious thing in the world, while food you don't particularly care for will become utterly revolting. So you better make sure you reflect on your behavior and apologize to every single person you've wronged.
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Why is it that no matter what I do, my Gâteau de Bourg never tastes the same as yours?
Oh, because every chef is different?
Is it just... I mean, is it because you're a genius and I'm not?
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
It is magic. She's using her vision. Cheater.
What?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. There was a half-degree discrepancy between the temperature setting and the actual temperature.
It wasn't her vision. Whatever.
All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time, but by this point, it's pretty obvious that Monica must have tampered with them. I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine so that could never happen.
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going wrong, and then you pinpoint the problem in just one night?
Beta.
It all comes back to one simple, undeniable truth. You're a genius, and I'm just plain old Savannah.
Oh, cut it out! Stop the woe is me act for a second and just think. I came up with this recipe. You don't think that might have something to do with it?
And none of it would have happened if you didn't go along with the plan to frame Escoffier.
Perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? 3 years! 3 whole years! I know this dish inside out, back to front and upside down. And you've been head chef now for what, 6 months? If that? A couple hundred failed attempts, and you're gonna throw in the kitchen towel and declare you'll never be successful because you're not a genius. You clearly have no idea how many kitchen failures I've had under my belt.
Kitchen nightmares.
Or just how long it took me to finally get my recipe to a level I was satisfied with. Genius or not, everyone makes mistakes. Modeste did, Savelli did, everyone does. You're only a lousy chef if you don't face up to your mistakes, learn from them, and then keep chipping away until you crack the problem once and for all. Surely you haven't forgotten all that. You were no lousy chef back when I handed you the reins.
I haven't forgotten. And I'll make sure I never do.
That's our head chef.
Ha ha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of the guard in the Hôtel de Bord kitchen anytime soon. Huzzah!
I mean, you still should. But she still broke the law
What a perfect ending to a
by framing the other chef and letting her get sent to prison.
Look how happy everyone is.
So you got your mojo back now?
Yeah. Thanks to you, Escoffier. In fact, no. Thanks to all of you.
Aw, friends again! So nice to see them finally settle their beef.
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
We're gonna cook water.
But that was mostly Monica's fault, wasn't it?
Right. And also, does it have to be right now? Savannah's only just got her mojo back, and you barely escaped from a death trap.
No excuses. This is a cooking contest between two top chefs, and nothing will stand in its way. So grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is happening today, right now, this instant.
Hey, so, this whole time you were salty about losing?
True. Cutscene.
The second cooking contest commences now!
This time, no more games, and no holding back!
Hey, it's not double blind anymore. Oh, you're spilling. It's rude.
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
And now we call the guards.
They're in! A landslide victory for Escoffier!
Well, it wasn't a double blind or even a single blind test that time, so...
Quite rightly, too. Piece of cake.
Tail? Didn't they say in the live stream that it's not a tail, but like a... something else?
Look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too,
I wasn't listening to what it
considering she
actually was,
lost.
but not a real tail.
Now, where were we? Yes. Do you have any more questions for me after everything that's happened? I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all this to Savannah before I left. Although, as we saw, I don't think any of it sank in. I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course, but the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need me anymore. So I decided to step down and look for new opportunities to improve myself.
Improve how?
Well, a while back,
By cooking
I
in
got
the
to know a fellow
junkyard.
chef from Niue, and in her, I saw so many
Yo,
new
based!
possibilities.
She's referring to Goba, of course. Zhongling is the sidekick.
She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their
I mean,
youth.
he has that same adventurous
Slime
spirit.
mucus, blizzard tails. With her, nothing's off the table. There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored, hiding away in ingredients we overlook. Case in point, Remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I used them in the cooking contest just now. Did you taste the difference?
No, because we weren't judges.
What? Paimon didn't notice at all.
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs and figuring out the exact constellation of elements that gave their work its signature taste. And the other half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen.
That's what Goose on the Loose truly means.
The endless possibilities out there.
Uh-oh. Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
Don't worry, it's not going to be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. Before I put anything into my food, I'll obviously do my research, make sure it doesn't contain any harmful substances. In the meantime, take this. It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Bourg revised version. I tweaked it to suit your needs as busy adventurers. Hope you enjoy, and remember, feedback is always welcome.
Also, you should talk to Diona, because she just magically makes everything good because of
Alright!
Oceanid curse. I don't know.
Do you ever see yourself returning to Hotel de Bourg?
Oh, of course. I've already promised Vanisham that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure the quality of the food remains at an acceptable level.
Good luck to the criminal, I guess.
You know, Paimon's still a little disappointed that we never got to see the treasure of Remoria.
We've literally been to Remuria and met their leaders and talked to them and, like, saved them and everything. I mean, it's fine, Paimon.
Surely
We don't need the
Monica
treasure.
wouldn't have gotten drawn in so deeply if it wasn't for all the mystery surrounding the original Gâteau de Bourg. She practically dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary, then went to all that trouble to infiltrate the Hotel de Bourg. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
Oh, Bozo.
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, I think I may have figured out the truth.
Didn't we already know the truth?
The so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitoiles, better known to us as Lumiline.
So it was Lumiline the whole time.
Huh? So then, why all the hype back in the early days of Gâteau de Bourg?
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back then.
Really?
So desserts were very much in their infancy. In a world of bland food, it's no wonder that the first thing to really excite people's taste buds took the world by storm.
Wasn't this like 100 years ago? And you've had the freaking Oratrice for like 500 years. Pretty sure you should have had the ability to refine sugar, like, at least 400 years ago.
And as for the Lumiline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. But these days, it's just another drug from the Fontaine Research Institute. Even if Savelli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would be worth that much these days.
So after all that, there was nothing in those ruins but worthless junk.
Yo, don't talk about Remurian architecture that way.
Feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica. She sacrificed it all only to get nothing in return.
Not to mention the actual Remurian people who were trapped inside golems, or like intentionally made into golems. Paimon, you're toxic. Face.
Hey!
Yo, what up?
Huh? Navia? You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. They ran a special issue.
Okay.
Did you see anything like this down there? Freshly unearthed from the ruins of Remoria. A magnificent jar thought to be over 1,000 years old.
I mean, it's broken.
Experts say it has immense artistic and historical value. It could be worth an absolute fortune.
Wait! Isn't that the jar they used to hold the treasure?
Isn't that broken?
If only it was still in one
Yeah.
piece. Some butterfingers must have
Yeah.
dropped it or something.
Some literal
It's such a shame.
trash bozo. Can't help but notice that I didn't mention the body that should have been laying next to the smashed stuff. But, whatever. Oh yeah, we gotta go back to the other team. Where is she? There he is. She is.
Ready to spice things up.
Alright. So yeah. Savannah not as bad as led to believe, but like she still should have some consequences because she was still not a good person in all this. As opposed to just like remaining head chef like nothing happened. Hey yo, what up, dude? Tell me about art. Pretty sure I've already talked to this guy. Oh, okay, never mind. Give me my free stuff.
What did you want exactly?
Hey, it's this guy. Has he always been here, or is he added newly after doing this quest? Usually every story quest adds something to the world. I don't know if it's this guy. Yeah, like if it was that guy, he would say something related to the quest, but maybe not. Alright, so looks like there's nothing else to interact with around here. Usually for story quests, if there's like a person to talk to, they'll be right next to you. Because as soon as you travel anywhere, everything disappears and goes back to the way it was. With the exception of whatever one thing gets permanently changed. Which I am unaware of. Let's check, Leave Sandri. Anything of interest down here? Doesn't look like it. Still this thing. Still don't know what this is. Is this? No. The table where Nicole talked to us was over here, wasn't it? Or maybe it was this table. And it's just like in the middle of the city, village, town, whatever. This is a weird table. Alright, so that wraps up the Escoffier story quest. Which is all I was going to do this stream. Items forged. Although, I did want to start the event quest so that I could start doing the minigame portion of it. Even though I was planning on doing a separate stream for the event quest itself. So, sure. To wrap this up, I'm just going to do the first part of the event quest. And then save the bulk of it for another stream, perhaps. Or if I am not able to stream it before it ends, then I guess that's that.
Hey,
but...
there's a newsstand over there! Wanna grab a copy of the Steambird? We know our Fontanian friends love a little drama. There's no way they let their readers down. Isn't that Charlotte? And standing next to her, surely that can't be Kaniche?
Alright, I'm gonna have to voice Charlotte.
How about... Lost treasure resurfaces at last. Behold the beauty of the Remurian teacup.
Hold up. This one's a gem. Illegal restaurant caught serving saurian stew. Proves surprisingly popular.
Pretty shocking. But it still feels like it's missing something. Ah, got it! Udex gravely wounded in shocking stabbing. Set to miss cross-border smuggling trial.
My, oh my, that can't be for real. Ugh, fine. I hate to admit it, but you've won this one.
Huh? What? Did Paimon hear that right? Neuvillette was stabbed and gravely
Hey, yo.
wounded?
It's the thing from the trailer. I assume everybody had learned at some point that anything you hear in the trailers for this game is a massive, massive debate.
No, surely that can't be right. Can it?
I thought I heard familiar voices. Well, if it isn't Kree and Paimon. What a coincidence. Mr. Kanich and I were talking about you two just a few minutes ago. Unfortunately for me, he's a very loyal friend. I pressed him for some juicy details, but he remained tight-lipped about you. So, anything you want to share with me about the great Kree triumph exploits in Natlan? Modest as ever. Anyway, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Sorry. Let me backtrack a little. Hi, you two. It's been ages. What brings you back to Fontaine?
Hey there, you two. Fancy running into you here.
Yeah, that, and also a less than pleasant shock. What the heck was all that about a Saurian meat restaurant and the eunuchs getting stabbed? Please say you weren't being serious.
Oh, that? We were just trading tabloid headlines. Is that what you were talking about?
Trading tabloid headlines?
Yeah. Charlotte and I were having a little contest to see who could find the most ridiculous fake news stories. Either I got lucky, or I have a knack for honing in on the most outrageous material.
I'm sorry you had to see such an unflattering side to Fontaine, Mr. Kanich. These third-rate tabloids write their headlines purely to shock and scandalize. All they care about is grabbing your attention to boost their sales. The ones who've still got a shred of integrity will at least clarify the truth in the main body of the article, although the misleading headline is still an underhanded trick to draw readers in. But others, like the one we were just reading aloud, have no qualms about making outright fabrications.
If I had to quantify it, I'd say about 1% of what they write is the truth.
That's pretty lenient of you, Mr. Kanich.
Huh? Him? Lenient? Oh, you gotta be kidding! Ah!
Don't get me
Dodged.
wrong. I'm not trying to give credit to these so-called news stories for occasionally including a grain of truth. All I'm saying is, even the wildest leaps of the human imagination are always rooted in reality.
You mean all those fake headlines you mentioned actually do have some basis in fact?
Sure they do. For instance, there was in fact a smuggling trial recently. Considering the amount of speculation surrounding the smuggled goods, it's no wonder there are rumors about restaurants serving saurian meat or teacups being unearthed from ancient ruins.
Hey, yo, we just did that. Or, I guess it wasn't a teacup.
But in reality,
whatever.
The goods in question were simply a few ancient relics dug up from ruins in Natlan.
Oh, Natlan.
Rest assured, no saurians were harmed in the process.
And if you're wondering why the eunuchs didn't preside over the trial, it's because this case was assigned to another judge right from the offset. It's not as if the Palais Marmonia only has one judge. We can't expect Monsieur Neuvillette to handle every single case himself. On a more interesting note, the trial in question went remarkably smoothly, and it was all thanks to Mr. Kanich's testimony as a key witness.
Oh, okay! Paimon was so busy freaking out about those headlines that she totally forgot to ask why you're here in Fontaine, Kanich.
Maybe not, but it'd be an even better world for me if Mr. Kanich here would agree to another exclusive interview with the Steambird.
It was a pretty open and shut case, and my testimony in court was clear enough. But I'm guessing, Mademoiselle Charlotte, that you're less interested in the case than you are in trying to uncover some news stories about Natlan.
I mean, a traveler could tell you that. Drat, you saw right through me. Guess I'll have to put it down to the keen instincts of a renowned saurian hunter. Any response to that, or...?
I appreciate your kind invitation, but like I said, storytelling isn't really my forte.
Kanich the speechless! Kanich the tongue-tied! Huh?
If you're dead set on doing an interview, why not talk to the traveler instead?
True. Of course, that's a brilliant idea. but that also means I'll need a bit more time to prep. Let me put together a thorough list of interview questions. Well, I know I can be persistent, but at the end of the day, it's your call. Anyway, I should probably be getting back to work. I also need to go track down a gestionnaire to report these increasingly outrageous tabloids. Farewell, my friends, until we meet again.
Charlotte never stops, does she? Anyway,
Well, the voice actress stops.
That how thing that popped out before.
How thing?
Or was it a how? It kind of looked like a how, but at the same time...
Oh, that thing. Yeah, that was a how.
Huh? What's up with him? Like, he's still noisy, but he's way quieter than before. It's like he's trying to hide or something.
Well, Reddit theorized that it's about him being a flying object.
Could be.
Not acclimatizing? Aw, poor Almighty Dragon Lord is not feeling well.
Too bad he can't come out to argue back.
What do you mean?
There's nothing physically wrong with him. It actually has to do with a strange law we learned about after arriving in Fontaine. Apparently, it's forbidden to release flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month.
Crazy how it's always the first 3 days of the month.
Paimon sure does. Paimon's been down this road before. There's an easy solution. As long as Kaniche holds onto a how's tail, he'll be considered an Almighty Dragon Lord balloon, not a flying Almighty Dragon Lord.
But nobody cares anymore. Did Paimon get special permission or something? To not be considered a flying object? I don't remember.
I was considering that. But a how wasn't too thrilled with the idea of huffing and puffing away in the form of a mini helium balloon. That said, it's pretty annoying how he keeps randomly popping up all of a sudden. Anyway, this morning I saw a notice outside the Palais Mermonia about an event that's set to take place outside the city soon. Something to do with filmmaking. I was planning to stay here and do some exploring for a few extra days anyway, so I think I'll go check it out. It'll be a good chance to let that noisy helium balloon out. He might even, if you're free, why don't you come along? I know where it is, so let me lead the way.
All right. Take a stroll. Escoffier.
Looks like I remembered correctly. Here we are.
Wow, this is awesome!
Yeah, it was still completely deserted only a few days ago when I passed by on my way to testify at the Opera House.
Damn. BD Builders.
There must be some efficient workers in Fontaine. Quite impressive.
A few days? One night was all it took. Rap-a-tap-tap, ta-da!
Oh.
But is
Ninja.
this all it takes to blow people away? Oh, no. Given my past experience, I can't let myself get carried away. Well, I can't believe you actually remember me. It's me, Lepine Pauline.
The camera
That's
person.
right, the unlucky one. Of course! How else would we have managed to build Fantasyland in a single night?
Fantasyland?
Fantasyland?
At least that's how I like to think of it myself. A magical land of fantasy, the stuff of film buffs' dreams. I know it sounds like I'm laying it on thick, but that really is the goal here. As you can see, the theme of this amusement park is Fontainian filmmaking, a place for all film lovers to come together and co-construct a
What
world
else is
of
new?
dreams.
Fontaine and filmmaking.
Co-construct? Well, that's a relief. Sounds like you're sharing the cost this time rather than pouring your entire life savings into a single project.
Nope! I'm
might be inviting others to help fund this, but that doesn't mean I haven't thrown all of my life savings into it too.
Huh?
What is that, like $5?
You've gotta be kidding. Ha! Look at you, puny little humans. Recklessly betting your entire future against some stupid vanity project.
Get him.
If you're expecting even an ounce of sympathy from the almighty Dragon Lord, dream on! Mockery is all you shall get, straight from the heart!
She confused as hell.
Sorry, just ignore that little gizmoid. He likes to butt in occasionally. Do go on.
Gizmoid? Who you calling Gizmoid? You're the Gizmoid!
That's offenses to gizmos and gadgets. The slur against gadgets. I don't know.
Wow! That's quite a nifty mecha you've got yourself there. Is it some sort of smart personal assistant?
At most one of those words is accurate.
You ought to let Miss Charlotte see your cool gadget. Who knows? Maybe you could even look into mass production.
We've been down this road before, Lupine Pauline.
Mass production? Ugh, insolent, vulgar, and disrespectful! I, the almighty Dragon Lord, am one of a kind! There has never been another like me, nor will there ever be! And another thing, smart is the understatement of the century! I shall have you know that I am Kahulahau, forebear of ancient wisdom! I lived for eons long before any of you were born!
Maybe.
What? Heavens above! I beg your pardon, forebear of ancient wisdom. Please, I meant no offense.
Film equipment operator.
Idiot meets idiot.
Whoa, toxic.
What's all the fuss?
She's
Making
walking fast.
some new friends, are we?
Hey, we were just talking to you in the last quest.
Miss Navia! Allow me to introduce the star behind all the work that's gone into this venue. Miss Navia, president of Fontaine Spina di Rosula.
In other words, you didn't do it. You just relied on the Spina di Rosula. But you're trying to take credit for it, huh, Lupine Pauline?
Hello, everyone. Partner, Paimon. How have you been lately?
Hello there.
True.
I'm Kanich.
Isn't there a...
What about me? What about me? My useless servant can't even give me a proper introduction.
Oh. I thought there was like a hotkey for that, but whatever.
You think someone yelling their name out in the middle of a public street really needs an introduction?
True.
He's not wrong. I caught yours just now, in fact. So, you must be the almighty Dragon Lord, Mr. Ahau. It's a pleasure
Mr.
to meet you.
How do you know the first and last name are backwards and it's not Mr. Kahul?
Oh, see that? That's what I call proper manners. Well, it's not every day you meet a well-mannered human. Navia, was it? Excellent. You may address the almighty Dragon Lord by his name. Navia, don't you think the title Almighty Dragon Lord is a bit silly?
I mean, he literally was a Dragon Lord, though, so...
It's no big deal.
Almighty,
All little animals do that, don't they? I mean, try to puff themselves up to look more impressive.
Anyway, it's all thanks to Miss Navia and the Spina di Rosula that Fantasyland's gotten up and running in the space of a single night. Honestly, thank heavens! After all that paperwork and endless waiting, the event and venue finally got the green light. I couldn't wait a moment longer. The second the approval came through, I reached out to President Navia hoping she could lend a hand. After all, who else but the Spina di Rosula would indulge such impulsive demands?
She's cringing.
Sorry, traveler. Miss Lapine Pauline sometimes gets a bit overwhelmed by her own excitement, as you can see. I'm guessing she hasn't gone into much detail about the event yet, so let me fill you in.
Okay.
In short, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is a fan convention that's open to film enthusiasts from all over Teyvat. Miss Lapine Pauline is hosting this event, and also providing technical support.
Huh? Cheval Moran?
Sarantandon Cheval Moran?
That's right. The one and only Surintendant Cheval Moran.
Yo.
After much persistence and many solicitations, I finally obtained Lady Farina's permission to use the image of her close friend. Not only is our adorable mascot drawing in fans by the minute, but she's also boosting her own popularity.
One of Farina's 3 murder hobos.
That was always the goal. A win-win arrangement.
It's been a while since we last met, but still, it's a surprise to hear Lapine Pauline coming out with such sensible ideas. By the
Got
way,
her.
Miss Lapine Pauline, have you decided to switch careers and go into film tech?
Not exactly. By chance, one of the prototype lenses I developed caught a photographer's eye, and it's now being used for the latest cinematic productions. Thanks to this unexpected opportunity, I've had the chance to invent various film-related equipment and props.
That's right. So don't underestimate Miss Lapine Pauline, our resident engineer. She's the technical powerhouse at the core of this entire event. As for the Spina di Rosula, we're mainly here to take care of planning, operations, and management. For anyone feeling inspired to set up a booth, Miss Lapine Pauline and I will provide the necessary technical and operational support once their application has been approved. By the way, traveler, are you at all interested in taking part?
Well, that's why I came here.
It would be a chance for you to earn some extra income. Plus, with your skills, I'm sure you could bring something special to the table.
Paimon would be even more tempted if you were to, say, throw in one of those fancy feasts she's seen in those gourmet food reels.
Well, as it happens, that'll be a piece of cake.
No one's interested in your puns, Lapine Pauline.
Everyone needs to eat, whether they be tourists or the stall owners themselves. So thanks to Miss Navia's help, we've managed to invite none other than the celebrity chef, Miss Escoffier, to run our theme restaurant.
And thankfully I just did her quest, so
Look over there!
I'm allowed to know who she is.
You! Yes, you! For the last time, the ingredients have to be in the right ratio! Get it right next time, or you might as well just lie down on the chopping board yourself.
She seems a bit busy right now.
Let's go interrupt her.
Well, I'm sold. I think I'll make a Hao go be her assistant.
You little... What's your game here?
Demoiselle, sorry to bother you, but there's an issue over here that requires your personal attention.
Damn, that guy looks mad.
Apologies. Looks like it's back to work with me. Please feel free to take a gander at what we've got. Anyway, if you're interested in taking part, come find me later.
Okay, I think that unlocks stuff. I think talking to her progresses the actual quest that I'm not going to do today. I am planning on doing it in another stream if I'm able to before it ends. If I can't find a time to stream and it's getting down to the wire, then I'll just do it off stream and whatever. But I think talking to them, I'll do the minigame. But since this is supposed to be the Escoffier story quest stream, we'll round it out by talking
Fresh
to Escoffier.
vegetables from the new batch are exceptional quality. I just wish I could say the same about the new staff.
Damn, toxic. It's Monica in disguise. She's back. Alright. That is all for today, so thanks to everybody who watched, both live and VOD. As far as Next video postings. Yeah, I've been working on a guide video for literally months at this point. It's pretty long. The editing is very comprehensive. I'm not just doing a bunch of background footage while I talk over it like a lot of YouTubers do. I'm trying to make sure literally every single frame of the video is relevant to what is being spoken, and damn, it is a lot of work. Both figuring out what video would fit and acquiring it and editing it all together. So I am like 2/3 of the way done though. And the last bit should go faster because I've been getting more and more used to using the editing programs and getting the hang of what I need to be doing with it. So hopefully, maybe another week or so, I'll be done with it. And I will have a Omega team building guide posted. But I suppose we will just see. But until my next stream or video, thanks for watching and see you later.